Deputy President. In December 2025, the Australian Building Codes Board, that is the ABCB, approved a 2-year extension to its installation deadline for the phasing out of lead plumbing products used in drinking water systems, pushing out the previous end date from 1st of May 2026 to 1st of May 2028. This decision comes about because of maintaining the continuity of pre-purchased lead supplies. However, in response to this, Shane Lacombe from the Plumbing Industry Climate Action Centre, PICAC, and Theo Samatsopoulos from the Plumbing and Pipe Trades Employees Union, as well as the Master Plumbers Victoria, the Association of Hydraulic Services Consultants Australia, the National Fire Industry Association of Australia, and the Air Conditioning and Mechanical Contractors Association are pushing strongly for the retention of the original 1 May 2026 deadline, noting the high toxicity of these materials and the consequences that Australians face as a result of continuing the usage of these materials in their drinking water reticulation system. The Plumbing Code of Australia, which is Volume 3 of the National Construction Code, managed by the ABCB, released in 2022, calls for any copper alloy plumbing product intended for use with drinking water to have a weighted average lead content that does not exceed 0.25%. The requirement being that only Watermark certified lead-free products can be installed in systems supplying drinking water. The Plumbing Code of Australia expressed that the reasons for this mandate were to improve public health and reduce lead exposure. By extension, a requirement of 0.25% was implemented by the United States and Canada in 2013 and 2014 respectively, and the EU implementing even stricter guidelines of 0.1% by December 2026. Any more delay to this deadline is keeping Australia well behind international standards. Considering the recent decision of the ABCB to extend the original date, Lacombe and Samatsopoulos have reinforced the importance of a timely transition to lead-free materials. In respect of the supply stock management issue that the ABCB refers to in their decision, Samatsopoulos and Lacombe make the point that manufacturers and distributors have had 3 years to adjust to the anticipated end date. They stress that it would be inappropriate to hold off important improvements to public health in the interests of accommodating inventory management issues. The use of lead materials is a known neurotoxin with no safe exposure level and has the potential to have lasting negative impacts on the health of the Australian community, particularly its most vulnerable members, including young children and pregnant women. Even small levels of lead in copper alloy plumbing fittings can leach into the drinking water system over time. The push for the transition to lead-free plumbing products has been a long-held view, so much so that even the own ABCB's report in 2018 recommended the move to lead-free components in drinking water systems, reinforcing the scientific consensus referenced by the Master Plumbers Victoria, who were particularly successful in advocating to maintain the lead-free deadline of 1 May 2026 in New Zealand. We must do the same here in Australia. Australians deserve to be protected from the very well-known dangers of lead exposure. Any decision to delay or weaken these requirements would represent a dereliction of the responsibilities entrusted to regulators and policymakers to safeguard public health. I once again want to commend the work and advocacy of Shane Lacombe of PICAC and Theo Samatsopoulos of the Plumbing and Pipe Trades Employees Union, as well as the Master Plumbers Victoria, the Association of Hydraulic Service Consultants Australia, the National Fire Industry Association of Australia, and the Air Conditioning and Mechanical Contractors Association, who are fighting for a better, healthier future for our Australian households.